Hello, and today we're going to make sausage rolls. Really easy, fun way of doing lunch for the children and yourselves at home or to take on a picnic. So the first thing we're going to do is peel and slice and chop the onion and then fry it. So take the top off, leave the bottom bit if you can, because that stops you crying. And then we're just going to peel it away. Just be careful with a sharp knife. You don't need the knife, it's just what I've got used to. Just peel it away with your hands, like that. Keep peeling until you've got rid of all the skin. The skin doesn't taste very nice. If you've got any bits that are a bit rough, like that bit, just cut it away. We don't want that. It tastes a bit sour. So all that's going away. I'm going to cut that in half like that. And then this is a tricky bit, and I think an adult may be wanting to do this. So very carefully cut down, not right to the end. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. It's a bit difficult, but I'm not going right to the end there. So as you can see, it's still all together. And then I'm going to very carefully cut right the way through, again not right to the end, and then I'm just going to cut up and down like that, and just leave that bit, and I haven't cried. So that's, if there's a bit chunky bits, then you just cut it down again. You can use most knives for this. I'm choosing a fairly solid kitchen knife here. You could, I would often use a much bigger knife, but I think that most people. So there's the end bit again, and I've not cried. So this is now going to go into a frying pan, a little pan, just to get golden and brown. Little bit of oil in the pan. You will have got some oil with one of your packets. Pop all the onion in and just let it fry gently. Give it a stir every now and again so that it doesn't burn. Don't take your eye off it like I probably will. And then we can carry on with the rest of it. So while that's frying, we can start doing this bit. You could do the frying and then wait and do the rest of it. So we've got some sausages here. So you'll all have a packet of sausages. If you're vegetarian, you'll have some veggie sausages. So, I'm going to take a sausage. I just scored down, I'll show you, and I'm going to take the skin of the sausage off, and that's going to come off like that. I'm going to show you, that was really quick, so I'll just take the knife and gently cut down the middle. And then all you do is you peel it back, and it comes back lovely. It's another way of doing it, which is quite fun for the children. You take the sausage and you squeeze it down. Squeeze, 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 and then make sure you get it all out, like that. So that's just as much fun. We'll try another one of those. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep pushing it down at the same time. I don't think it's as easy actually. It's a bit more fun, I think. So we want all that sausage in there. Got 2 more sausages, so I prefer to do it like that. I think it's slightly less messy and it's very quick. You could do what you like. Now, we are obviously providing you with the sausages and things today, and you can buy whichever sausages you want, the ones you prefer. You can buy sausage meat as well, which obviously around Christmas time, when sausage rolls are the most popular time to go with your Christmas dinner or whatever, you would probably buy ready-made done sausage meat, so you haven't got to split the sausages up. So just over here, the onion is coming along very nicely. I'm giving it a nice stir. It'll only be a couple more minutes. So that's coming on nicely. So we've got our sausage meat. We need an egg, like that. So 1 egg's going in there. We're going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in, but not too much, because obviously the sausages are already quite seasoned. I'm just going to put a little bit of salt in there. And then we could put some mixed herbs. Now the recipe says, and this is personal taste here, a teaspoon. I've got these rather fancy herbs I bought in Aldi actually, and they're quite fun because they just, so I'm guessing a teaspoon here. You've all got little pots of mixed herbs, so you'll be fine. Right, so that's about a tablespoon, or a teaspoon rather, of mixed herb. Then we want to put some breadcrumbs in. So again, you will all have a bag of breadcrumbs. So a couple of tablespoons of breadcrumbs, like that. Because this isn't actually a tablespoon, that's only a dessert spoon, so I'll put about 3 in for that. So your recipe, just so you know, also says you can use it with a tin of Spam or tinned ham. So what you would do is you would open your ham and you would cut it really fine, like you cut the onion up, and then you could, it won't mix as well, but it's another way. If you don't have any sausages, you could use frozen sausages as well, obviously let them defrost. I often find that sausages are reduced, they would be fine to use. So here's my onion, which you can see is sort of quite brown there, not overly brown. Could be softer, but doesn't have to be. So just going to leave that to cool down a minute, and then I'm going to take a fork and I'm just going to mix all this in together with the fork. Hope you can see that. Mush it down. Now if it's a bit soft still, you can add some more breadcrumbs. So there's other things you could add to this. You could add a squirt of mustard, you could add, instead of doing the onion, you could do some caramelised onion in it. You can see that didn't take very long. It's actually quite soft, so I'm going to add another little bit of, so the reason for the breadcrumbs is it will absorb any extra oil. So you've got, obviously you've got the oil in your pastry and you've got the oil from the onions, and you want those breadcrumbs to absorb, and sausages and sausage meat tends to be very fatty, so the breadcrumbs will absorb that fat, so you won't have fat everywhere, oil everywhere. So that's looking very nice. Now I'm going to add these onions. They are a wee bit too hot, but that's why really you should do the onions first, but and leave them. But they should be fine. They've not been, they're not sizzling anymore. So that's good news. Pop that back over there and keep that fork mixing. Get all that mixed in. Lovely. So that's your your sausage meat mixture. And now we're going to take our puff pastry, and we've got our baking tray. You might want to just give that a wee bit of oil, or just, if you've got some butter, something like that, just take a little bit of the paper, like that, and a little bit of the butter, and just grease the whole of the tray, like that. It's just going to stop sausage rolls from sticking to your pan. I've got my oven on. I've got it on at 180 degrees, gas 5, ready so that it's hot. So we're going to take the pastry out of the packet. This is ready rolled pastry, make it really, really easy for you. And we're just going to open the packet, and it's on some parchment paper. Gradually, just pull it back. You can see it doesn't always come straight off the pastry, but just be patient, and just once you've started, it's quite easy. And just let it sit on the paper like that. Super. So I'm going to cut this into 3. 1, 2, 3. They're not quite equal, but we'll. So I'm going to take one of them, pop it on my tray, and I shall take 1/3 of this mixture, and I'm going to put it not right on the edge. I'm leaving a gap of about 1 centimetre by me. I will show you in a second when I've put the mixture in. So, I'm just going to show you. So you're leaving 1 centimetre there, as you can see, and you're just going to spread it out all the way to the end, and then heap it up a bit, like that. And then you're going to take the bigger side and you're going to stretch it over to that centimetre edge. And it is quite pliable, so you can stretch it. And then I'm going to take my thumb, and I'm sort of pinching the base down like that. And then I'm going to take a fork, and I'm going to fork along as well, like that. And I'm going to take the knife, and I'm going to make some little crosses, not crosses, they're diagonal. This is so the pastry can breathe. So there's a little bit extra mince there. So I'm just going to, and then you can cook them like that. You can cut them in half, you can cut them in quarters, you can cut them little ones like that. And what you'll see is just how much sausage meat there is in them. Like that. And a few weeks ago we made a very lovely coleslaw, and you could do the same again, which would be really delicious with this. So what you could do, if you want to be a little bit more, I'm going to show you another way of doing this. So I'm going to cut this one in half, like that. I'm going to take some sausage meat. Again, I'm going to leave that, doing it exactly the same way, the centimetre, building it up, bringing it over, doing it with my thumb, getting the fork, a few little marks like that. And that, I think, is a very nice lunch. It's more than enough for a lunch. So you can do the same again with this one, like that. Okay, I know I've done a lot of these over my years, so I am quite quick at it. You may find that actually you don't want to put quite as much sausage in the mixture because they're quite difficult to... Okay, so these are going to go in the oven, as we said. Make sure you spread them out because they will rise a bit. So those, one more thing to do. You want a little extra egg for glazing. Now, when we did the, done this I think before anyway. So you take an egg, you beat it up, add a little bit of water to it, so it's quite soft, and a pastry brush, and you just literally paint the pastry with the egg. Try not to get the egg too much over the baking tray because it will stick. That's another reason for making sure your tray is well greased. And you can do that. Now there's a few other little things you could do if you wanted. So if you like the idea of the herbs, you could add a bit of herb to the top again. If you like sesame seeds, you could probably add a few of those to it. Particularly if you're doing vegetarian ones, veggie sausages sometimes need a little bit of extra crunch or whatever. Anyway, it's going to go in the oven. They're going to go in the oven for about 15 minutes, and we'll see what they look like when they come out. So I've got one more bit of pastry, and I've still got some sausage meat. So I'm going to use this up. So that's made a whole tray of sausage rolls, and now I've just got this amount left as well. So, and that's the whole of the pastry. So I think you'll find that that's, again, with some of our recipes, these are really quite economic, quite fun to do. Just trying to get some of that onion out, it's a shame to waste it. Yeah, that's the onion out. And we're gonna have to build that up a bit. Like that. And then I'm going to fold it over and drag it across. A bit too much meat in this one, but never mind. You could, if you ran out of pastry, just roll the extra sausages into little balls, and you've got some little sausage balls. Remember the greasing that we did before? It might be an idea, these are quite soft, you might find it's worth putting this back in the fridge on your tray to get it really a bit solid before you start the cutting, because you'll get a better edge on it, or even in the freezer, because those have gone a little bit. There we are. Those are the last ones. So I'll pop these in the oven. Now the little ones probably, well, I've said 15 minutes, they may not take as long, so just keep an eye after 10 or 12 minutes to make sure, but you do need to make sure the sausage meat is cooked through, otherwise you get horrible tummy ache. So back again. So this is after 15 minutes, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, but the pastry is definitely not cooked. So they need to go in for that 20 minutes. Even the little ones are still, they need more time in the oven. So you could put the oven up a little bit higher to cook them, because pastry needs to be cooked fairly quickly, but I really want to make sure that that sausage meat is cooked, so I'd rather the pastry cooked a little bit slower. So I'm going to put those in the oven for another 5 minutes. As soon as that 5 minutes is up, your sausage rolls will be ready. So you need to have some very patient children around, because those sausage rolls, when they come out the oven, they can be too hot to eat. And they're ideal, as I've said before, to take on a picnic, to take in the park, to have a mid-morning snack or an early afternoon snack, or lunch with a few. You could do a jacket potato, you could do some potato wedges, whatever you wanted really. You go into the park, a nice little tub of salad with it, or a few cherry tomatoes and a few carrot sticks and some cucumber sticks, that'd be lovely with it. And just really easy. So here we have the sausage rolls after another 5 minutes. You can see they're going quite a nice golden brown, and they're an awful lot puffier than previously. So I think you'll agree that they look better in the oven. And I think that they look really good. So I think, again, oh now see how easy, having greased the tray, how easily they come off the baking tray. They just slide around. So those are your sausage rolls. I hope you enjoy them, and I look forward to seeing lots of pictures of food that you've baked and cooked during the summer holidays, and I also look forward to your comments, and to be able to see you again and cook maybe some workshops or whatever that we've done in the past. I hope you enjoyed these recipes, and if you want any help or advice, just contact the food bank and I will then get back in touch with you. I hope you enjoyed watching our YouTubes during the summer holidays, and I look forward to seeing you in September. Bye for now.